center off of Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored!
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls up and buries the flag! Richardson tries, not for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. Daniels takes his shot for Derby.
On the play, the pass by the punter, Kenyon Floyd. Number 4, Scatman takes the direct snap and scores.
He's set to ring the victory bell after the Sentinels' first Big 12 win.
Welcome into Monday's Victory Mondays edition of Pitchfork Launch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you know it. And bringing you with some sights and sounds from the opening Big 12 game against Kansas. Whoo, man, back and forth. A packed crowd to start the game, a mostly packed student section the whole time. Yes, still quite a few left at a close game at halftime. Anyway, we're celebrating Victory Monday here as ASU beats Kansas 35-31. Again, so glad you're here on Pitchfork Lunch again at Diablo00 on X, artist only known as Twitter. See the show live here every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Carrotsmuto.5. And yes, you know it, Pitchfork Lunchers, the YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And any interviews you've missed, sound you miss, obviously coaches, players, everything, all that awesome access. Come and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Carrotsmuto, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, you will get caught up, a lot to get caught up on. And again, just more and more to come. So yeah. And also those of you watching, I know I always appreciate you watching and joining me here on Pitchfork Lunch as we go around Sun Devil Nation Athletics. You can also now listen to Pitchfork Lunch live on the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com. Those of you watching see it across the bottom of the screen there. And the site will open up. The Casual Sports Radio Network site opens up. Boom. Scroll down to click Listen Live. All you got to do, click Listen Live, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And you can listen to the show. So for those of you watching and your friends that are bummed that maybe they can't go to lunch right at noon and watch the show, enjoy their lunch, get caught up, like I said, around Sun Devil Nation, guess what? You can listen on the Casual Sports Radio Network. And yeah, so grateful to Casual E, obviously bringing Pitchfork Lunch in. Bringing Pitchfork Lunch in and making a part of the lineup. And if you want to talk about a lineup, obviously, you know, Suns tipped off their preseason last night, but Cardinals, awesome win in San Francisco yesterday. Diamondbacks season obviously ended. Mercury season ended, but comprehensive coverage of all that: Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Mercury, and now we get to add Pitchfork Lunch to it. So that being said, yeah, pretty stoked. So yeah, again, go to www.ksrnaz.com and again, click Listen Live Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, and then catch up on all their shows too. Again, like I said, Cardinals, Suns, Diamondbacks, Mercury, all that. It is there. Subscribe to their socials. It is absolutely awesome. So, and now you can check Pitchfork Lunch out there too. So, but man, what a weekend it was in Sun Devil athletics. Obviously, football gets the win Saturday, but Friday night volleyball just absolutely dominates BYU. Three sets to none, 25-17 in the first, 25-17 in the second, and then 25-20 in the third, makes them 14-2 now. And 3-1 in the Big 12. But yeah, it was absolutely an awesome performance. Mary Schroll's defense once again. Savannah Cohetti, honestly, that slide that she's getting down on the attack with Argentina talking to Jeff Metcalf, friend of the program, about it, and it is just now another awesome dominant weapon that Coach Van Niel and the volleyball team have. Obviously, you know, Claire Jeter up front, and then Mary Schroll playing defense. Jelly Sear, again, good match against BYU, but just not dominant. She went out hustling for a ball and walked off on her own power, so that was good to see. But didn't see her back. Bailey Miller had come in, so we'll see the big matchup though Wednesday at Desert Financial Arena, 7 p.m. As they get set to take on that team down south as they continue Big 12 play. So that is the big matchup at home. And you got to get out there. You got to get out there. I mean, it was a great crowd. Granted, it was Friday, but a Friday at 5. But Wednesday, again, we'll talk more about it and have all the good stuff tomorrow. So, well, tomorrow, and Wednesday as well. So, yeah, that again, 14-2 overall. Absolutely loving it. Hockey, hello. Hockey dropped the puck, and man, opening, they're 1-1. But they put up 8 goals Friday night against Air Force. Yeah, I know. Let that sink in. The first game, usually you figure, okay, defense ahead of offense. And again, they're very good. But to see 9 goals altogether in an opening game, hello. Yeah, 8-1 was the final Friday night. Saturday night at Air Force. Air Force did get up. Early, the Devils were able to force overtime, or actually, it was the Devils were up 2-0. Sorry, I said that backwards. Devils got up 2-0 in the first, and Air Force answered back with just a minute to go in the first. They got a goal, make it 2-1, and then Air Force tied it up in the second to make it 2-2. Each team scored a goal in the third, so we go to overtime, and the Devils fall 4-3 to Air Force. I was on a power play goal, just 2:44 into overtime. So they're 1-1, but they come home this Friday, kids. Like I told you, they come home this Friday to take on Friday and Saturday to take on Michigan. Michigan will be in the Valley. Friday will be very fun as that game Friday is at 3:30. Don't forget, it is early because football has I want to say 7:30 kickoff. But we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, 3:30 Michigan here, and then 5 p.m. on Saturday. 5 p.m. on Saturday. And Michigan will be here. So, yeah, that, again, we'll get more into that. Very exciting. Obviously, Coach Powers and his team 1-1. But, yeah, I mean, you put up 11 goals in 2 games. I mean, you'll think you're going to win, obviously, a lot of games like that. But, again, they fall 4-3 on the road at Air Force on Saturday, but still just absolutely awesome showing there. Women's soccer, as we go around the schedule, they fell to they are now 7-3-3. Man, tough one after Cincinnati. They fell to Utah 4-1 on Friday night, which was, again, right after the volleyball game, headed over to the soccer stadium. But yeah, 4-1. Cameron Valladares scored the lone goal, and it was an absolute freaking beauty. A laser into the upper 90, and just, I mean, her pace and her power, like down the wing, is just ridiculous. And she had one hell of a shot there. But yeah, Utah wins it 4-1. And yeah, I mean, it was a tough matchup, but that being said, they are 7-3-3, and now they hit the road to Texas. They go backwards of what volleyball did a few weeks ago. If you Pitchfork Lunch fans remember, they went to TCU and to Baylor. Soccer will be going to Baylor on Thursday and then has TCU on Sunday at 11 a.m. local time. Both those games on ESPN+. So, again, you'll be able to check it out. Baylor 5 p.m. on Thursday, TCU 11 a.m. on Sunday, like I said. So that is what's coming up there. But, yeah, I mean, look, overall, again, a very, very solid weekend. Plus, again, football, man, 35-31. We're going to hear from Coach Dillingham. We're going to hear from the players, some of the players as well. But he's been asking this, to them since basically fall camp started. But, even after the first game, how are you going to respond to adversity and challenges as a team? How are you going to respond, right? So to me, they showed they can. I mean, they scored first against Kansas. Kansas came back down, and Kansas went down and scored. It was tied at 7. And then it was tied at the end of the first, tied at 14. In the second, the only score in the third was a field goal by Kansas. So 17-14, and then the Devils outscored them 21-14 in the fourth. How do you respond to adversity? Have a performance like that? Obviously, in the running game, Cam Scatterby was insane. 25 carries for 186 yards, 7.4 a carry. Had a long of 39. And then Sam Levitt obviously had a heck of a game, 14-24 passing, 157 yards, but 4 touchdowns. So 4 of his 14 completions were in the end zone. The first one, the opening score to Xavier Guillory down the near sideline, just absolute dime. It was absolute dart, actually. I mean, drops it in, and Guillory going down the near sideline. A little hesitation. We've got a little bit of a separation, but that ball dropped over his shoulder into his hands and away from the defender. Awesome. So got off to a smooth start there. And then, but Levitt with that also had 10 carries for 77 yards. Yeah, 7.7 a carry, chipping in there. So it's a team that rushed for 313 yards. And I mean, Jake Smith on an end around, which play has gone pretty. I haven't run it a ton, but the few times they have, he's gained yards. Kansas just snuffed it out perfectly, and dropped him for an 11-yard loss. So I mean, could have been 324 yards. Think about it, but yeah, I mean, Sam Levitt, look, only blemish, and not all rainbows and unicorns, but like I said, 14-24, 157 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have an interception. But yeah, I mean, you rush for 313, you pass for, Canyon Floyd, the punter, the trickery to Clayton Smith, who's been, since last year saying, hey man, coach, you can put me out, you can put me at receiver, but playing on the punt team, they got a look they saw, and obviously had worked on it. Coach talked about it post game, but Coach Regal obviously saw it, liked it. Canyon delivered a nice pass, very solid pass out to Clayton Smith, who had 1 catch for 15 yards, picking up a first down. So trying to win the middle 8 minutes, the last 4 of the first half, and that helped. But yeah, they passed for 172 yards, rushed for 313. Jordan Tyson, again, man, the interception went right through his hands, hit him in the hands on the goal line, and right before the goal line, maybe like the 1, and bounced off one Kansas player in the hands of another. But responds, how do you respond from it? 2 touchdowns. And you saw the winning one as we came into the show. So, yeah, 6 for 76 for Tyson, 2 touchdowns. Guillory had 1 for 28. That was his touchdown. Shimon Mateer, 1 for 20 and a touchdown. Cam Scatterby, 2 catches, 19 yards. But, yeah, rushing, I mean, Raleek Brown had 7 carries for 41 yards. Melquan Stovall had 1 carry for 12 yards. So, I mean, getting Raleek Brown back, be interesting to see if we do see more of, Kyson Brown going forward. But, man, I mean, and you look at what, Devin Neal talked about this young man. I mean, he did average 5.1 per carry, but 14 carries for 71 yards, right? His long was 31. He had a touchdown. That was his touchdown run. He had a touchdown run of 31 yards, right? So that means he had 13 carries because, again, you can't take away the 1. But, again, so it was 13 carries for 40 yards. Devin Neal didn't go too crazy. And Jalen Daniels had 6 carries for 14 yards. He did rush for a touchdown as well. but their quarterback was 18 to 31, 260, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But I mean, yeah, 14 for 71 against a running back of that ilk. Hats off to the defense. They said, going back to what they're good at, but yeah, they got pressure. Yes. And you'll hear from coach. We'll hear from coach. Third down conversion was an issue, or getting off the field on third down, not third down conversion, but getting off the field on third down for the defense was an issue. So, but overall, look, you get the 35-31 win, your first Big 12 game, your first home Big 12 conference matchup, 35-31 over Kansas. And, yeah, they deserve to be ranked, but we'll get to that later. We shall get to that later. But, yeah, overall big weekend. Forks up overall. Again, volleyball, hockey, women's soccer. I know it's tough, but they're rolling. Football, swimming had a night under the stars on Friday night too, which I'm looking to get highlights of that. Absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I mean, just overall rocking it. But I'm going to step aside real quick. When we get back, though, we are going to hear from Coach Dillingham post-game. For those of you that missed it, put it up. But we're going to hear from Coach Dillingham post-game after the win against Kansas, 35-31, coming up here on Pitchfork Lunch.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you know it. My IG, michael.caracino.5. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe there at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. And also, on KSRN, guys. We are a part of the Casual Sports Radio Network, Casual E. Again, bringing it in so you can go to www.ksrnaz.com and it opens up. See the listen live button, click listen live. Boom, you can drive around with it. I'd love you to watch, but hey, drive around and listen to it, get all caught up. So, but like I said, before the break, we are now going to hear from Coach Dillingham after Monday's victory, or after Monday. It's Victory Monday. But after Saturday's victory over Kansas, 35-31 Big 12 opener. But without further ado, yes, here is Sun Devil head coach Kenny Dillingham.
Go ahead, Chris. Kenny, that was quite a fourth quarter. Can you just take us through just the range of emotions and staying focused on the last drive? How did you perform?
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime. It's not about, stopping on the first drive of the second half. It's about winning every single play. And it doesn't matter how many plays it takes, win every single play. And that's what it was. Once again, we played an ugly game, but we played so hard. We played with passion. We made the plays in the fourth quarter. When you throw an up route to a guy who's dropped the ball for an interception and score a touchdown, Jordan Tyson, and then they go down, you get into 3rd and 7, and you get a pass interference. We had four penalties on 3rd and 7 plus in the game. I'll have to go look at them that were absolutely catastrophic in the football game. They just killed us, and I don't know if they're all our fault, and I'll go look at that. And then, they go down and they score on a big post when we match an over route, and then our corners kind of take the high on the post with the crossing route in one eye. And then we responded on the offense again, got the ball back over 2 minutes, and we can still run the football because there's 2:03 left. Pop a big run with that left because you can, and good job by our guys just executing, man. That was it. We just played the next play. We didn't get rattled, we didn't waver, we just responded.
And what did you think about just Sam's poise?
It's the man right here, baby. It's the man right here. Love you, Coach. Love you. Sam's poise.
Yeah.
Very similar to Scott. No, Sam has unbelievable poise. I keep saying it here, the dude's mindset is a professional mindset. He prepares every week like a pro. He shows up every day, and he's getting better and better and better and better. And today was, he just did what we had to do. There were some things we'd like to have back early in the game, but when the game was on the line, he showed up. And that dude's, that was his 5th start in college football. That's pretty exciting for ASU. It's pretty exciting for the Valley. But that was his 5th start in college football.
Michelle?
Coach, can you kind of talk about the 2 targeting calls A, what did you think? Did you think they were targeting? And B, how that affected you guys and could affect you guys in the next game?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's the game. Those get reviewed, so that's not even the officials on the field that make those calls. That actually goes, basically gets outsourced to make those calls, so you can't even argue them or whatever. They look at them so much that it's either is targeting by the letter of the law or it's not. Whether me as the coach wanted to be targeting or the fans wanted to be targeting, whether you can prevent it from happening, I think a lot of those are can't prevent Keyshawn from happening. I mean, his head hit the ball, which also knocked it out. So like, you could give him 7 points and not get targeting. I mean, I don't know what the trade-off is. And then at the end with Clayton, we were offsides. They usually let you play it out. They call it unevading to the quarterback. So the quarterback scrambles left. Clayton doesn't hear the whistle. The quarterback doesn't hear the whistle because it's loud on third down. The quarterback scrambles out and throws the ball. Clayton simultaneously hits him, and they throw a personal foul. While they were both continuing to play a game and didn't hear the whistle, because usually you play defensive offsides, but they blew them dead. So it's like, to me, that's not on our play. Those two plays aren't on our players. That's just the nature of the game of football right now. You hope they don't happen. We can coach as much as we want, but those weren't violent penalties. Those weren't stupid penalties. Those just happened through the flow of the game, and it sucks because they're going to miss the first half of next week. And I wish there was like different levels of targeting penalties, like malicious targeting penalties, and just targeting penalties that happen with the flow of the game to ejection. But that's not the rules.
Mike, and then pass the mic.
Coach, to kind of piggyback off that real quick, do they, I mean, I know that you said it's reviewed and it comes from up above, but do the refs give you an explanation? Because, I mean, like you said on Keyshawn's, it looked like his face mask was up and he just hit the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they, to be honest, they don't really ask. When things go pretty much outside of their jurisdiction, like, I'm arguing with the messenger at that point. Plays that happen live, I definitely want to know what's going on. Like the fumble at the beginning of the game on the punt, where the whistle didn't blow. Like, I wanted to know why the ball was not live. 1,000% I wanted to know that. Like, the ball you didn't blow the whistle. They touched it. Blow the whistle if the plays did. I wanted to know that. But targeting, once things hit the booth, it's like I'm arguing with the guy who's back in a different state. There's no right.
And then on the fake punt, what'd you think of obviously, I mean, it worked out, but Canyon's throw and Clayton's catch there?
We got it done. We practiced it all week. We knew it was going to be there if we got a certain look. We got the look, trying to win the middle eight. We converted, and we fumbled the ball. And it's like, golly, talk about like hitting a play. It's really a double turnover. We converted that. Not only did we then have the ball, we prevented them from having the ball last. So it's really worth 2 possessions. And then we give it right back to them. And then we get a stop and march back down and do it again. So kudos to our guys, man. Our guys played hard. Our guys played with passion. We didn't play perfect. There's a lot to clean up. I mean, you can't get the ball inside the 40-yard line 3 times and come out with 0 points. I mean, that's really, really bad football. And to find a way to still win through all of that, with all the third down penalties, I mean, whatever they were, right? All those third down penalties on 3rd and 13s that were whatever. And to be able to respond the way we did, kudos to our players, and glad I get to coach.
Second row. Hey coach, your offense was 0 for 4 on 3rd down in the first half, and then was 6 for 6 on 3rd down in the second half. What changed?
Nothing. To be honest, nothing changed. We just caught the ball. And scat. I mean, I wish I could say we made this like drastic schematic change, but they didn't make any dramatic changes schematically. They were what we saw on film, put together a plan. They played how they played. The plan was still there the entire game. We continued with the plan. This wasn't much of a chess match. This was our players versus their players, especially offensively. Coach called a good game, really good game. He had a really good plan. At the end of the day, this was about our players going to execute.
Right, Coach. You mentioned to Gene and ASU the emphasis of activating the crowd and getting fans to throughout every game. Today's crowd was sold out, and Saban talked about how it really affected the play, and fans don't even understand how much they need to making the game happen, making the ends happen. Do you have any knowledge of how you feel like that affects your players in the game every time you guys play?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, I keep saying it, but these are 18 to 22-year-olds. To think that your emotion, you're in the crowd being sold out, they dreamt of this. most of these kids grew up. I know people say NIL, they're professionals, right? This is a job, all that crap. It's somewhat true, but it's not. These are still 18 to 22-year-olds that they run out of the tunnel, and they dreamt of it being a sold-out crowd and running through all the fans and people cheering, fire up the crowd. That is still real. That is still 18 to 22-year-old emotions. And when you're 18 to 20, I mean, some people are 24. I mean, more gay. But when you run out of the tunnel and you feel that, that's real, and it fuels our guys. And 3-0 at home, which is awesome, and it's a great start, and it's a lot to the fan base. So I'm glad and I'm proud of the fan base for how they've shown up so far this year. And we got a big one on Friday night, so cancel your plans, right, and get back out here to the stadium.
Jordan in the very back.
Hey, Coach, what went into the decision to have Carson Keefer kick extra points?
Yeah, our kicks were too low. I mean, we got 2 kicks blocked this year because we're not getting lift on our kick. It's not even our kickoff or our front. It's not even a unit. We're just bad op time, and the lift and the kick's not high enough. So you can't really do much other than put somebody else in and kick it higher. I mean, I wish there was a different answer, but that's what it is. It's, get more lift. Put a different guy in there, get more lift.
We got Sammy right here.
Coach, you mentioned how much the middle weight's important to you, and as you mentioned earlier, but when your team fumbles, they get to stop and score a touchdown all under 2 minutes. How important was that for this game?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, absolutely huge. I mean, if you think about it, if we don't get that, we're down 10 in the third quarter of that game, right? And that's the difference in a football game. If we're down 10, now you're down to trailing 2 scores the rest of the game. I mean, that's difficult to overcome. Instead, we go down and score, and then they go and score to start the second half. We're only down 3. And how many points did we win the football game by? 4?
4.
Right? How many points did we win the mid-leg by? 4.
Coach, this week you kind of talked about wanting to do like a running back by committee. How do you think that worked out this week, especially with relief back?
It was good. I think we kept Scat fresh for the end of the game, which was the goal. When we got to 11 minutes left, I said, hey, this is Scat time. Like, let's get him the ball here a little bit here in this fourth quarter. Like, obviously still mix it up, but this is the time why we tried to keep him fresher and not have him play as many snaps. And I think that was probably one of the top 5 longest runs he's had here. If I had to guess, I'm not a statistician, but I'm sure somebody could figure that out real quick today, but I would assume it's top 5. Fresh, fourth quarter, and we had a few backs rocking the day, which was good.
Chris? Kenny, you mentioned that you didn't think the team played particularly well. Third down defense, I'm sure, was part of that. What else? And what do you think about the third down defense?
Yeah, third down defense was not good. Once again, it's an area where we got to improve on. Where we did improve was red zone defense. We got a huge stop there, and red zone defense after Keyshawn Elliott. It's really 2 red zone stops back to back. Keyshawn's was a stop, and then we had to do it again. We got to stop again. So we really got 2 red zone stops there to start the second half. But we got to get better at third down defense, and we got to be able to finish drives on offense when we get into past the 40. Too many times we're getting past the 40, we're not getting points on offense. Happened at Texas Tech on 4th and 1, where we didn't get it, and we missed a field goal tonight. Had 2 turnovers tonight, in plus territory, and one play can be worth 4 to 7 points, 3 to 7 points. And we had 3 plays on offense that literally could have cost us between 3 and 7 points 3 times. So 21 points or 9 points. And if we just are average in those scenarios, get half the points, 5 points, that's 15 points that we just kind of threw away and gave away. And it's a different football game.
Front row, Daniel.
Hey, Coach. Keyshawn, when he comes out, how does that change the communication cycle, and what are you going to do this week to prepare for the first half against Utah?
Yeah, I mean, Irish just goes in. That's it. I mean, I wish I could give you another answer, but that's not it. Irish goes in, he's got to talk, he talks. And, he was the team MVP in San Diego State last year. So he's got great leadership skills, goes in, first play, they run a boot to his side. He's in a bear defense, so he's the VCR player, boot kind of reverse player, spreads up the field. I think I'm getting outside, throws the ball there. Just execute, hopped in, executed, did his job.
Jake, right here.
Coach, it was a tale of 2 halves for Jordan Tyson. How does that speak to his level of maturity and how his chemistry is going to same with his next 5 games?
Yeah, I gave him a game ball because that's what the program's about. The program's about the response and talk about a bad beginning of a game. I mean, he was about as upset as you could possibly be. And the fact that he could regather himself and go execute and finish with a positive attitude is everything that we're trying to build here.
Hey, Coach, right here. Congrats on the win. You guys are used to playing on a short week. What measures are you going to take as a coach to try to get your team ready on a shorter time frame?
Yeah, I mean, I had a plan. This was a tough game. I got to see how we feel. I'm also not stubborn, so I got to see how our guys feel. You know, unfortunately, we play a Friday night game, and Utah's off a bye, so I don't know how we got a schedule where we have 6 days and we have a bye week. It's possibly the worst scenario you could ever have, is have a short week when another team has a bye. So I don't know how that happened, but we're going to have to be as fresh as physically possible. It's all about being fresh for this football game because they're going to be fresh. The schemes and all that are obsolete to how our bodies feel and us playing this game really hard. And like I said, there's a lot of things that we didn't play well this week, but we played so hard. We played hard. I think everybody who watched the game can see how hard we played. And it wins. It's amazing. I was playing hard with passion and caring. You find ways to win. And we found a way. And we're going to play again, and we got to find another way. And it's going to be a different way. We don't know how. We just got to keep finding a way.
Coach, you described this game as a sloppy game, but on the defensive end of the football, what was the biggest positive takeaways you took from this game?
First and second down, stopping the run on first and second down. We did a really, really nice job. I mean, we had the third down. I couldn't even tell you the amount of times. And we either bailed them out with some sort of penalty, right, or we didn't match some coverage that was supposed to be matched, and we give up a 15-yard stop route, or we have a free runner at the quarterback in less than a second, and we get pass interference on a 3rd and 16. Like, it's just, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, and we got to clean that up. Our first and second on defense was really, really good. We got to clean up third down.
Coach, on that play when the ball went through Tyson's hands and the yard line ended up being a pick, when he comes back to the sidelines, what's your message to him?
Next play, like, he didn't mean to drop it. It wasn't like he like watch this coach put me in, throw that route, watch me drop that thing. Like, that wasn't the plan, but he did. So what are you gonna do about it? Am I gonna yell at him for getting a personal foul? Oh, hell yeah. Right? Am I gonna yell at him for dropping the ball? No. Go make the best play. There's a reason you're in the game. It's because we trust you. Right? Trust never wavered. I think that's the biggest thing, is when you make those plays, that doesn't mean your trust is, we don't waver in our trust for you. It just means you gotta go respond. And I think that's why I said I gave him a game ball, is because it wasn't for his complete body of work. It was for his mindset of how we want our guys to respond. And he did that.
Last one.
Nice. How are the Olympics?
Nice. You talked about you guys the first couple of weeks played hard. You talked about coaches commending you guys for playing hard. And then the recent 2 weeks that hasn't been the case. You talked about you guys getting back to playing hard tonight. Where do you think you guys are in that identity as a team and getting back to where you think?
Our guys tonight were we were back to more games 1 and 3, 1 and 2. And I don't know if that's a home thing. And, you know, the away games are just different for us. I don't know what the comfort level is, but our guys never wavered in the game. Even though it didn't go the way we wanted to on defense at the end, we still never wavered. Like, you never looked in the guys' eyes and felt worried, right, or felt a panic. And they played hard all game. Like I said, a lot of things to clean up, but we played hard. I don't know if that's a home thing or an away thing, or what that is. I wish I could put my finger on it, but we definitely played this game today with absolute passion. Our guys cared, our guys flew around, and yeah, were there still some dumb penalties that happened? Yes, but they weren't normal dumb penalties. They weren't malicious dumb penalties. I mean, we get a flag for spiking the ball. I mean, usually you don't get flags for spiking the ball, but the ball bounced too high. That's legitimately, the spike was too large of a spike, right? So it is what it is. I'm not going to get mad at our guys for stuff like that. We celebrated with each other. We played hard. We played with passion. We got to continue to do that.
And there he is, Sun Devil head coach Kenny Dillingham. Yes, I'm going to get into the targeting tomorrow. guys. I promise you that. Like, Keyshawn Elliott was you heard what Coach said right there. I don't need to repeat it. Clayton Smith with the whistle, I did not know. Being up in the press box, and again, watching the play, everybody's running the play. Nobody really stopped. And it wasn't a launch in. I mean, Clayton Smith's like, 6'3"? And it stepped, and yeah. So, look, at that, yes, it does suck. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. I thought both of them were atrocious. Keith Abney's pass interference call has nothing to do with it being a homer show, kids. And you Pitchfork lunchers know that. I'm going to try and dig it up. I should be able to get the highlight. But Keith Abney's interception, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But we're going to step aside real quick. When we get back, we're going to hear from Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, the aforementioned Jordan Tyson, and Xavier Alford, who had a hell of a game. And the defense, again, struggled maybe getting off the field on third down in the first half, but battled, kept the team in it, and they battled for each other. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll have the players right after this.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use Ayukin.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
And yes, welcome back. I know I said we'd have Xavier Alford and Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson, but I didn't realize how long that went. And I was looking at the time. So, yeah, going to get out of here. For those of you that were listening on KSRN, absolutely appreciate it. Remember, you go to www.ksrnaz.com and listen live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. At Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. You guys know that. My IG, Michael.Carrotune.5. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, kids. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. Subscribe away. Come on. You want to do it. Here's been all the interviews. And then, like I said, the Casual Sports Radio Network every Friday or every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Go to www.ksrnaz.com. Casual E hooking me up, getting Sun Devil content in there. So, yes, everybody have a great rest of your Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Again, I'll bring you the player sound, Coach Dillingham, Coach Powers. Going to have it all, some volleyball as well, too. It's going to be absolutely off the hook tomorrow. So, again, stay tuned for more. But, you know, it's a Sun Devil state. As always, Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. And Bubba will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But